3, 2, 1. Hey guys,
What's going on?
so Xbox.
Oh, God.
They're alive. Of course they're alive.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Oh, come on. Oh, man.
So much stuff to talk about, guys. So much stuff.
Xbox is alive. YouTubers are getting blasted for blowing things out of proportion. And, just another day on the internet.
Just another damn
Just
day.
another day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, YouTubers, they're just playing the game.
Yep.
They're
playing that SOC, baby.
Yeah.
They're farming you motherfuckers. Xbox is burning.
Oh,
It's
man.
burning. Oh, come on.
Christ. Oh my God! Everyone's just freaking out. I know we talked our fair share of shit, but that's all we're doing. We're just talking shit.
Just chatting shit, and we're
Just
open about
chat
how
shit.
we're open about it.
Oh, very open.
Very open.
Very open.
Come on.
It's great. But in all honesty, like we told you guys, it may not be anything big. It's just normal stuff. Them
Yeah,
talking
for real.
about wanting to be a bigger publisher,
Yep.
being more in the space when it comes to putting their games on all devices, and just broadening their own horizon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Xbox has always been about. The only thing I wanted was for them to say that Starfield was coming to PlayStation. That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, that was a big no-no. So thanks, Daddy Phil. It's okay. I understand.
Settle down. He's like, settle down. You're not getting Starfield.
That
Settle down.
would have been great. That would have been sick. But, guys, Xbox is fine. It's not global domination like we were talking about, but that was a very far future discussion that we were talking about. So, call us back in 20 years and we'll see who's in first.
When there's only an Xbox.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We're just,
Hey, now.
We're chatting some shit.
Real shit.
Yeah, a lot of YouTubers on the defense right now. Like, oh my God, my comments are filled with fucking hate and everyone wants to kill me and fucking, you said Xbox was dying! Like,
You said I should have sold my box, so I sold my box.
sold it? Nigga, you smashed it.
Some of you lit it on
Yo,
fire.
how many of you feel so dumb right now?
So betrayed.
So dumb.
And then Diablo comes out for the casuals and they're like, they were going to give it to us?
Yeah.
I just burnt my Xbox. My Xbox is in the ashtray. It's literally just fucking ignited. And they're giving me Diablo.
Yeah, it was,
you
we all know
expect?
Diablo's dog shit. I
Yeah.
mean,
But
maybe the new season will be better.
Maybe.
I'm still gonna play it because it's on Game Pass.
Everyone eats it up.
Yep.
Everyone eats it up. And the average Joe, Diablo's made for the guy that's literally 40, neck beard, right down. And he's like, you know what? I'm getting off work. It's been a nice 12-hour. I want to put my feet up and fucking kill some things. He's still playing Diablo, that guy.
Yeah.
So, because he plays it once a week, guys.
Yeah.
And even if he doesn't, maybe 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
Right?
But hey, so let's see.
Sarah Bond.
Sarah Bond, great.
Sarah Bond.
Who's the other guy on the right?
Mr. Booty?
Yeah, Mr.
Bootylicious?
Okay.
Yo, he was talking some shit. He was
Alright.
talking about Game Pass. I was surprised we got numbers.
Yeah, it
Right?
was good. Xbox is in a good spot, guys. I mean, are they in the greatest of spots? Obviously, they could be in a better spot, but that has to do with their history.
Right.
Xbox One really, ruining things for them, really slowing things down, right? And the console can only do as their performance is based on the predecessor. The reason Xbox One sold so much was because Xbox 360 was so damn good.
Yeah.
And Xbox One took a lot of trust away. They talked about a lot of irrelevant things. Refrigerators, streaming, things that are relevant today, but not relevant back then.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a build-up. It's a build-up. And from what Phil said, Xbox they are doing great, right? And they will do better. And they're going to do a lot better. They talked about their acquisitions. They talked about devices being in service of games and not games being in service of devices.
Yep, I did like that. Yep.
They talked about only 4 games coming to multi-plat, which I think the game would be Pendant, Hi-Fi Pendant.
Pentiment. Yep.
Yeah, butchered that. Hi-Fi Rush. of course, Hi-Fi Rush. Sea of Thieves, which I can't wait to play that on PlayStation. That would be great.
I hope crossplay is enabled out the gate. That would be really fun.
Yeah. And another game that people are suggesting, I don't know what it would be, but there are people saying, insiders or leakers, whatever you want to call them, we have an idea of what these games are going to be. It's not Halo. It's not your Gears of War. It's not Fable. And I like that they were very clear that, Game Pass is only on Xbox.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's on PC, cloud, or the console.
Yeah. And let me just say this. The people that are like, oh, how is Game Pass only on Xbox? Like, how could they leverage that when it's on PC? It's like, so you don't know about Windows. So you don't know.
But that's the
Windows
thing.
is their home.
Remember when we were talking about that, though? How when people hear Sony, they hear PlayStation.
Yep.
But not everybody that hears Xbox hears Microsoft.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like
because
that.
Sony and PlayStation are just so tied. It's almost like they're one entity, right?
Indeed. They need them so much. Sony needs PlayStation. Xbox is interested in Microsoft, and especially now more than ever since the
more than
ABK
ever.
deal.
Oh,
Ever since the
course.
Activision deal, it's almost neck and neck with Windows, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, shit, we unfortunately have to focus on this thing now, and let's do it right.
Yeah.
Right?
And I like that they are, I like the direction they're going. They made it very clear that their, the foundation, their strategy, and ideas on exclusivity haven't changed. Yeah. You're still going to have your first party, releases on Xbox coming day one to Game Pass.
Yeah.
All first party games.
Yeah.
All first party games. They made it very clear, okay, for you guys, so you can stop smashing your fucking consoles like some big old babies. Literally. All right, so big old bitches. All right. Yeah, I'm saying it. Fucking all y'all fanboyism.
The fanboyism is gross.
Bro.
It's so gross. Like,
bro, I don't pity you, bro.
No,
I don't pity you.
No,
I don't pity you, bro.
At all.
I don't know why you smashing your Xbox. You know how much that shit costs, bro?
You don't get the money for that shit. Half of y'all that you by buying this fucking Xbox.
Let's be honest, though. Let's be honest.
They're expensive.
The guys that are smashing it are the guys that are too rich that they don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Or the guys that didn't buy it themselves. Because if you're working a motherfucking 9 to 5 and you know and respect where your money is coming from,
you are not value money.
You ain't smashing your shit, bro.
No.
You have common sense. Yeah. And that's what we're talking to right now. The people with common sense.
Not the grown babies.
We were talking when we were chatting shit. But to all the grown men out there, that don't smash their consoles and respect their possessions, right? Especially when they're $600 Canadian plus, right?
After tax, $700. Holy shit.
I think they all saw that things were not doom and gloom.
Yeah.
The only people that really pushed the doom and gloom and made things seem like Xbox is over, and people did put it in their titles. I'm not going to say who it is, but we know. We watch. And yes, things were blown out of proportion. We get it, guys. It was. It was a nice little hype train. It was just the same way how
everyone got the clicks.
People push Power World out of proportion.
Yeah.
And another thing about Power World, people want to talk about how it fell off, yet Xbox, Sarah was talking about how great it is. What a success it is. Yeah. The biggest third-party game on Game Pass, right? There's no shame in taking breaks in other games and all that. Mm-hmm. We get it, guys. People like to push the narrative way out of proportion. They like to make some crazy titles. The idea of Xbox being over is a fantasy. It's not real. Yeah. In fact, it never will be real. Yeah. Even when we talked about Xbox global domination, in the long future, in the long haul, still made it clear that, okay, I did say PlayStation was going to die fighting. I did say that.
Yeah, you did say that.
On some anime shit.
I think they will.
I don't have future sight. So it's a possibility. Let's just put it at that. It's a possibility. Yeah. But Xbox, I talk about the guys at work. I talk about it with my friends. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, in their own little fantasy world, those three are not going anywhere.
No.
They both do their own thing, and you got to give respect to how they do their own thing.
I agree.
They're all holding their ground in their own way. PlayStation is going premium. Xbox is trying to be for everyone, and Nintendo is Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo is true. I would argue Nintendo is going for the the true creator approach. PlayStation is going for this.
I would say
premium
even
avenue.
Xbox is going for the true creator approach. They really they talked about that a lot. They're about creators.
Yeah.
They're about business, and they're about something else. Phil said.
I would argue Xbox is really trying to they're taking the servicing approach, and that's where it's different. In service, it doesn't mean you can't obtain a premium aspect out of that, right? It's just different though. It's also perceived differently. I do think they're taking the full service approach. That's what they're amazing at bringing to gaming as well. Whereas Nintendo is all about pure creativity, and Sony is taking that premium avenue. I mean, a lot of people would even argue that Sony has been on the game front, not too innovative. The most innovative game we've gotten from them in a while was Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's glad to see that team is never going to get annihilated and will never be touched. But
you're not exactly wrong.
Exactly right. But that being said, I do think that Nintendo's where you find your creativity. PlayStation's where you find this premium offer. I hope they make it more premium, and Xbox really is they're crushing the service game. The servicing as in everything, right? Whether it be for quick resume, having servicing cool features like that, right? Or just FPS boost. People think FPS boost is a joke. I love how people try to downplay FPS boost, but the fact of the matter is, guys, PlayStation was charging us at one point to tick a box on PC, and people ate that up, and they still will charge you in the future for that because people have accepted that. Versus Xbox's approach, they're like, no, the game will just be able to play right away because it's a service. It's a nice service.
Each platform has curated.
They all do their own
different
things.
people.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
With Xbox, it was with Phil and Sarah and Bootylicious. They did great. They calmed down all the people that were freaking out. The people
terminally
that are
online.
Holy shit. Terminally online.
Terminally online.
I like that.
It's ridiculous. They
calmed those guys down and really solidified, the fact that Xbox isn't going anywhere. You're gonna get your exclusives day pass. On Game Pass, first day. But Phil also made it clear that the exclusivity, I guess, the range of how many games are going to be exclusive will shorten.
Yeah.
Because they are all about pushing games for everyone.
Yep.
Now, of course, right, there's going to be more games on PC and Android, iOS, and all that stuff when it comes to Xbox. And then they'll try to do what they can with Nintendo and PlayStation. Because that's just how it is. They both have their own way of doing things. But it's just nice that it's just solidifying everything.
Yeah.
They didn't really say anything new. Even Phil said nothing that we're saying is new. If you've looked at the history of Xbox, they have been pushing this narrative for a long time.
Yep.
That games should be for everyone, and he even mentioned that the Xbox console itself is critical to their business.
Yep.
But they have also accepted the fact that there is an ecosystem outside of their console. People that want to play Xbox games that don't necessarily want to play it on the Xbox, right? So he's trying to live the best of both worlds for everyone, trying to get everyone everything that he can. I like that he was pushing the cross-play, the cross-save. Yep. He even talked about the backwards compatibility again.
Also, cross-own is a really thing we need to talk about, guys. The fact that Xbox Play, you can buy certain properties only on one platform and have it across the whole range like that is something really nice. Not many people are doing that, right?
And even Phil said that he wishes other platforms would do that.
Yeah.
Now, just a little thing. I got myself a new laptop. I got myself the Alienware M16 with the 4070.
He's juicing now, guys.
He's juicing now.
This
is for editing purposes, but make no mistake, I'm gaming the fuck.
That's the same thing I said when I'm on this server with the A4500, and I'm like, it's just for editing.
But I can't be editing these videos on my phone with 128 gigabytes, and I only have enough space to record the video but not export it. I have been struggling, okay?
The first few episodes have been rough, guys.
I have not uploaded any Tekken gameplay on Cursemark143. Guys, it is coming, okay? It is coming.
You had them go.
I dropped
the
bands.
check.
I dropped some bands. I got the Alienware.
Good.
I'm ready to go. I was gonna get the Lenovo The Lenovo Legion Pro
Yeah, the
7-1.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna get that, but that's like another $1,000, so
Mhm.
it's not necessary. When I get my desktop, I'll go ham. That's where all the money's gonna get dropped. But back to what I was saying, I had to re-download my Xbox, the Game Pass, all those apps on my laptop. And funny enough, when I went to go to get a PS Remote Play, right, on the official website, they don't even lead you to PS Remote Play. You know what they lead you to? You press the button for PlayStation PC games, and they lead you to a library of PlayStation games that you can purchase again on the PC. You know? So
the PS Plus app as well, just to talk on this very briefly, sorry to cut in. The PS Plus app is it's fucking horrible. Like there's no, I don't understand.
It's horrible on PC?
I don't get why they haven't updated
it's only good on the phone.
I don't get why they haven't updated. You know, the issue is,
and it's decent
on PC, it's still the old like their old like Gaikai way of doing it, right? So it's like that old PS Now.
Yeah.
It's still PS Now. They've changed the name on PC. They had the good sense to change the name to PlayStation Plus, have a new logo when I'm installing it, and then you boot it up and it's disgusting. The UI is still horrible. And I'm like, what is this?
Yep.
Who's looking after this? And they're putting new games on there every month. And I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? I want to cancel the subscription so bad, but where else am I going to play Infamous Second Son? And I don't want to be dragging out the fucking PS5 or PS4. It doesn't matter. No. I want because it streams the exact same. It plays fine. The game still streams 60 FPS, whatever. You know, it's accessible. But fix your goddamn app.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When I got the Xbox app on my thing, it was great. It looked new. Like, you got the store in there, it's tied with Game Pass.
It is clean.
Everything is on the one app. I can download, I can stream, or I can purchase. All of it's there.
Like it? It's on
one
the left-hand
app.
side. You have cloud, game, and then you have Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on the,
It's for store, everything.
Yep,
it's like,
it's clean.
Who would have thought? Simple idea.
Good.
Simple idea.
I agree with you, Phil. I agree with you. I wish that PlayStation would follow suit. I wish. Mm-hmm. But they can't afford it, bro. They can't afford it. They can't do what you guys do. Now, maybe I don't know, right? They all have money. All these platform holders have money. Yeah. Obviously not as much money as you guys.
Yeah, but not everyone has a dad like Xbox.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like when your dad is like Xbox and he's like, yeah, you know, sure, I'll give you an allowance. You know, like it's like, all right,
that allowance is like fucking $140 billion.
Well, when that allowance lets you buy Bethesda, and that allowance lets you buy like Activision Blizzard, how big is this allowance? Like
massive.
Right? So they have a lot of money and a lot more leeway than other people, right? I understand why Sony does a lot of their business practices and why they can't leverage certain things, but it is nice to see that Xbox is still doing things like this. Like, even if they had, I do wonder how bullish they would be on changing the structure of things. And like, everyone knows that they could have easily been charging more for Game Pass. They could have cut that $1 for a whole year thing a lot sooner than they did as well, right?
Yeah.
They could have been doing a lot of things that are more anti-consumer and still getting away with it because of how consumer friendly they've been as of late, right? So I like that they're keeping that trajectory. And I hope they stay on that path. It's just, I do think the struggle here and the tension for everything that they talked about is Xbox fans need to get over the fact that it's not as though they're developing games for other platforms. I think that's the big mistake here. They're developing games for Xbox and then they're coming to other platforms, right? I think that's what might matter most, because then it brings their words to truth when they say things like, this will be the best place to play our games. And I can agree with them.
And they said that too.
Yeah.
And they said that the best experience is going to be on their hardware. Yeah. They made that clear, guys.
And I can agree with that. I can agree with that, because even people on PC that try to leverage it and be like, no, I have a PC, it's going to be the best place to play on PC. Yeah. No, it's really not. The average PC gamer has a 1060. It's not the best place to play, guys. A Series S is comparable to a 1060. It's not. It's just not. Get over it. But
it's if you're in that upper echelon.
You're in that, thank you. Right? If you're in that upper echelon, and I would argue with Phil, it's still objectively the best place to play price per performance. 100%. That's the argument, guys. That's the argument. Why would I spend $1,500 on a PC when the thing that is $600 gets the job done?
Right.
And it just get right. Like that's the argument, right?
Yep.
So I agree. I really, truthfully, do agree with them saying that their future projects, it will be best played on their platform because they can. There's things in the space that has proven that. And and the technology, I think that they will leverage next gen will also prove that. I think
And speaking of next gen, so myself, Chris Mark 143, and Doc Taco had a heated discussion while we were on the phone together.
Right before this.
What? Yes, exactly. About what Sarah meant by hardware being announced in the coming holiday, right at the end of the year. I told him it would be a new variant of the Xbox Series X because they did a kind of new variant of the Series S, making it 1440p, making it 1 terabyte, right? Little things, but it's still new. And they even changed the color. It's black, baby. So, I personally believe, because the PS5 Pro has also been, I think, confirmed, or if not leaked,
for sure.
It will be coming as well, a PS5 Pro, and that's very Sony, so like I expect that. But Dark Taco also thought, or not also, yes, because I do think this, but I don't know if that's what she's talking about. But what did you think?
Yeah, so I was speculating, guys, on some recent reports of this 2 SKU idea of them having for the next generation a handheld potentially as well as a next generation box, right? I think...
So you think that this holiday they're going to announce a handheld?
I think this holiday would be the perfect time for them to saturate the handheld market with something that can not only... It's very bullish of them to compete with Nintendo, with us knowing that Nintendo would be launching something else. But I think...
I think it follows their subscription. I think it follows their model.
Yeah.
Their business model.
Not only that, I think it just works so well. Exactly that. I think it just works so well for their ecosystem. If they're truly talking about playing games everywhere, what better way to leverage that? And you're Microsoft. I did try to push this over to you. I think that they can do it better than Valve because of the connections they have. I think they have way better connections in terms when it comes to getting these chips at a cheaper value. I do think that they can leverage their connections with maybe AMD for a smart, like a beautiful APU. Could be NVIDIA based as well.
Yeah,
but
you're not wrong.
The thing is, this handheld right now in the landscape, and the way that technology is going for these handhelds, especially looking at NVIDIA and AMD, I think it would be a great time for them to get into the high-end handheld market, because even the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, they're selling well.
Right.
I do think if you had a name like Xbox behind that, I think
an actual Xbox dedicated handheld.
Thank you. Steam has a great name, right? Valve, though, couldn't help push Steam Deck. They can in marketing money, but they can't help push Steam Deck because they're Valve. No one in the greater space cares about Valve. They know that Steam is cool. They don't associate Steam with Valve. No one does. Yeah. Just like how Xbox has a tough time associating with Microsoft, but that's still way better than Steam and Valve, guys. A lot of people don't even know who Valve is, right? So
you're right.
Having Microsoft being able, they see that, they're like, holy shit, they sold a few million, and Asus ROG Ally is selling right now like cake, selling really good, selling better than Asus has actually expected in their reports. So I do think Microsoft can leverage it. I think they can get into a sweet spot there, because Nintendo, at the end of the day, guys, I don't believe this next Switch is going to be still, at the end of the day, a high-end product. Everything that we've seen from the leaks.
I think it will, it'll play games at like 60 FPS, but it's not like a PlayStation or an Xbox. It's not. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near
I think
close.
The hardware is going to be equivalent, based off some insider reports. I think the hardware is going to be equivalent to a PS4 Pro that can leverage newer technologies like DLSS, FSR, things like that. That's going to help with upscaling. But the power itself, the raw power, will be akin to a PS4 Pro, which makes sense in that kind of sandbox, right? But Microsoft can, as we've been discussing, I think they can do something like the ROG Ally or the Lenovo Go, something even more premium. These things are...
But make it cheaper.
Precisely. They can hit a $1,300 Canadian thing like that. Maybe they'll take a big loss. Maybe they sell it for $7. Maybe they sell it for $8. Doesn't matter. I think people would buy a high-end handheld. Like, enough of them would buy it, and they have been, for Microsoft to say, let's get our hands dirty. Let's get in there. And I think that is a smarter idea than the refresh for the Series X, because if you're going to launch a little early, especially if you're going to launch in 2027 by speculation, or 2026, maybe 2027, based off new reports that we have inside of Microsoft, they're just not ready. But if they do launch in 2027, a year early, a year prior to the PS6 reportedly, I think what you want to do is you want to focus solely on that. You don't want to focus on putting another thing in the market to saturate that weird space. You don't want a Series Z or a Series X Pro, because just make people wait a year. Make them wait a year, because it won't won't feel that long.
I'm not disagreeing with the fact that it could be a handheld this coming holiday. But he thinks that there's no chance.
Zero.
That there's going to be a new variant of the Xbox Series X, which I think there will be.
The only way you're getting a new Series X, let me say this right now, the exact same fucking specs, no disk drive. You're welcome. That's it. That's
no way.
That's the
what
only
if they
way
make it? What if they do it? What if they do it like they did? What if they did like the Series S? What if they make it 2 terabytes?
Overclock the CPU or the thing a little bit.
Yeah,
more,
make it a little bit better. Make it a little.
And what's funny is I like that you're saying this. It's so funny that you're saying this, because we know right now that GPU is stronger than the PS5s. Right? It has more teraflops. They can overclock something, get it a little balanced, get some good chemistry and shit going in there. Those scientists. I'm not a data lab guy like that, guys. I have no idea, but they could cook, right?
Right.
Needless to say, maybe they can do some fine tuning to the Series X to get it to a spot where it's not much money of them. It's not too much money of an investment for them to do something like that.
Right.
And it would be a good refresh. I think that would be an aggressive refresh too, versus the PS5 Pro is a new SKU.
And we're halfway through the cycle. But
here's what I'm thinking: if they did something like that, they would kill Series X production almost immediately. And not even, maybe if they didn't kill Series X production, they might use the rest of the Series X's, the old ones. I think they would start to leverage those for cloud, because right now cloud is mainly run on a lot of Series S's. You'll log into a Series S profile a lot of the times, right? I think maybe this refresh, if it's a light refresh, it could let them leverage the Series X stock currently.
And that's what I think.
Cloud.
It could be a light refresh.
And then cloud would get even better.
Bro, I'll sell my Xbox if they're giving me a better Xbox. I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Me too.
I'll do it.
We're going to have to pause for a moment, guys.
You hear that?
Hear that?
Dogs.
And I think it's anti-tanning.
Probably.
Yeah. So.
But all right, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
This was good.
This was good. This was all we really had to talk about. Just to tell you guys that you can calm down, right?
Everyone relax.
Yeah, everything's fine. Xbox is alive.
Xbox is staying.
And they're doing great.
Yep.
And I really liked what Phil had to say. Every time I hear Phil talk, it's like...
He's so media trained.
I know.
He's so good at talking, bro. I love it.
Right? So, we will catch you guys next week.
Yeah.
You know, we're still figuring out, the weekly schedule for the podcast, right? We're getting our hardware and getting things set up still, So deal with the newbies for a bit longer.
You can expect SRB episode 2, though. It's going up this weekend for sure, guys.
I am editing it. It is going up. I don't have to edit it much because we don't really cut anything.
Yeah, we're pretty raw.
Right? Yeah, we're pretty damn raw. Like, don't give a fuck. But anyways, guys, we'll see you later.
Yeah. Lots more to talk about next week, guys.
See you, brother.
Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy, guys. Later.